What if I told you your Tesla Model Y performance can get the same range efficiency as a Tesla Model Y long range? Don't take my word for it. In this video, I will show you exactly how I'm able to take my Tesla Model Y performance and get it the same range efficiency as a long range Model Y. Now, this is not exactly secret, but I don't see a lot of people talking about this. When you go to Tesla's website, when you change the wheel configuration on any Tesla from a bigger rim to a smaller rim, you notice the range increases. So I was looking on Tesla's website and I was noticing that the Model Y Performance had a range of 303 miles and the Model Y Long Range had a range of 330. And I was wondering why this was, and I know that when you go from a long range, you go from a 19-inch, those 19-inch Gemini wheels, to 21-inch Uberturnbine wheels. And I know that those wheels are a lot heavier, and I was thinking that it had some kind of impact. So for this range test, we're going to look at Inside EV's perspective of how they conducted their testing for 2022 Teslas. And if we look at the website, they have configurations for the Tesla Model Y all-wheel drive and Tesla Model Y Performance. And if we look at the 2022 Tesla Model Y Performance efficiency numbers for the highway, they were able to achieve 318 watt-hours per mile. But for this test, what we're really going to look for is the numbers for the 2022 Tesla Model Y all-wheel drive, the long range. Inside EVs reported that they were able to achieve 288 watt-hours per mile. So in this test with my Model Y Performance, we're going to try to achieve these numbers reported on this website for 288 watt-hours per mile. And if my Tesla is able to achieve this, it's going to prove that getting a smaller wheel tire configuration is actually going to get you the range that is expected on a long-range model rather than the Performance's 303 miles. So my current setup, I have done nothing to the interior of the car. The only thing that I've changed from my stock Model Y Performance is going from 21-inch Uberturnbine wheels to 18-inch TSportline rims, and those are equipped with Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tires, which are the exact same that is equipped on the 21-inch Uberturnbine wheels. The tire size on that, it comes in at 235/50 R18. 18 being the 18-inch rim, 50 being the overall width of it being slightly, quite a bit larger actually. The Performance tires are very low profile, and with these you have more sidewall, so it's going to protect against curb rash. And it's actually slightly shorter, but the fact that it's wider gives you more cushion. What's really happening here is that rim is significantly lighter than the rim on the Uberturnbine wheels for the Performance, and I'm able to achieve these crazy efficient numbers that are putting my performance on par with a long-range Model Y. So let's check out the test. All right, so how we're gonna run this test is we're gonna keep a consistent 70 mile per hour so we can get a realistic kind of perspective on what this car can get in terms of efficiency going 70 miles per hour on the highway. Now, we're comparing this performance to a long range, and we want to see is 288 watt-hours per mile or less. If we can achieve those numbers, it'll prove that this performance model can have the same efficiency as a long range just by changing the wheel and tire configuration. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a point of reference here on the highway, and we're going to start our test going south at 70 miles per hour. This trip A right here, we're gonna reset as soon as we hit our start point. Now, I'm gonna go down south, take the exit, and get back on the freeway and come back up north and end up at the same place that we started, all the while keeping 70 miles per hour as consistent as possible on the highway. Now, I know I'm gonna have to get off the highway and get back on. The regeneration getting off the highway will be taken as we get back up, so I'm hoping that this will give a good, realistic perspective on getting a consistent 70 mile per hour while also taking into consideration elevation changes. So we're gonna approach our area pretty soon here, but I just wanna say it's outside, it's about 70 degrees. The tire pressure of this vehicle is 42, which is the exact tire recommendation for this vehicle, and all the climate settings are turned off. So this is about as realistic as it's gonna get, but the conditions are actually pretty ideal. That being said, we will be going 70, which is, I think, a realistic number, and I hope that we can get a good perspective here. So, we are going to start, not quite yet, we're going to speed ahead. All right, we are approaching the start of this test. I'm using this freeway overpass on this exit here as a point of reference. As soon as we get under it, we're gonna reset trip A and the test will begin. Ready, set, and go. All right, that was almost a perfect start. So again, we're looking at trip A, and we're gonna see the total watt-hour per mile. I accelerated pretty hard there, that's why. Okay, now it's back in. So if traffic allows it, I'll be able to keep a consistent 70. So we'll go ahead and speed till we get off the exit. All right, here we are approaching the exit. This number is gonna drop down so much, but that's because we're just getting back all the energy that we had from keeping this vehicle moving at 70 miles per hour. But I'm hoping we can get a realistic number as we get back on the highway, which will consume quite a bit of energy. But as of now, the numbers were great. You know, it was around the 250 watt-hour per mile run. Here we are getting back up to speed on the highway. So that was about 3 miles there on the way back up north. At our endpoint, it should be about 6 miles. And that will be a perfect comparison, elevation change-wise, south to north, round loop. All right, go. I think I overshot my start point by a little bit, but even then, so we're going more north than we started, but even then we're getting 273 watt hours per mile. And I'll just show you here in case the GoPro can't quite read it, but there we are, 273 watt hours per mile. And that was an 8-mile round trip. I think a little more north than we were south. I think south was more downhill and north is a little bit more uphill. But as you can see, we're getting lower than the Tesla Model Y long range watt hour per mile on this Tesla Model Y Performance because of the smaller tire and wheel configuration. It's pretty amazing. I did all that while keeping 70 miles per hour, constant on the highway. Not quite a perfect round loop, even more so against the car's favor, because I believe north is a little more uphill. We're still able to get those crazy numbers. It's just pretty wild how much of a difference this makes. And those are pretty crazy good numbers. So I'm very proud of these results. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comments section. I would love to talk more about this video, or if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. And by the way, I'm not sponsored in any way by TSportline. I'm just a guy who likes to do his research and see the outcomes that I get from it. So I'll see you guys next time, and thank you for watching.